Hi, Fred and Solja. We're very glad to have this opportunity to give you a big new surprise. We have a mystery guest here who will want to speak to you, but I'm going to build up the suspense. The guest is someone that half of you know and the other
Hello,
half
Elsa
doesn't
and
know.
Joe. How are you
It's a
doing
very
these days?
special
We are
mystery
fine.
guest. The guest walks on
Now we're
air,
going to have a little tape recording session
flies
going
with
on
wings, has all the attributes of an angel or a heavenly being. And I will, before Joe and I yap, think that you should have a chance to meet the mystery guest.
And can you guess who the mystery guest is? Nope, it's not me, Fred, but as long as I'm here. We're still having a little trouble with your tape recordings, Fred, so what we've decided to do is to send you brand new tapes so that you can send back to us from a tape which has nothing underneath it. There's just something seriously wrong with your tape recorder, and we got 1/4 of what you sent last time came through very clear because there was nothing on the backside of one of the tapes. But I hope that after all, it's only been a year since we've been sending tapes, and to correct this little problem, that's not too bad. Well, getting back to the mystery guest, she's tall, or he's tall. I don't want to say just who. Handsome or attractive, or well built, or what's the opposite of well built for a woman? Attractive figure, well preserved, and a lovely blondish type. Well, you can question that, but it's in that general area. Silver blonde, that's what. You may have heard something in the background, chuckles and laughters. Those are the mystery clues. And now, back to Elsa.
Oh, how is the suspense building up? We're going to wreck and waste the whole tape building up. I think we'll have a little drum roll. Choom!
Hello, do you recognize my dear sweet voice and the wonderful build-up? You'd never guess it was me, or I. Anyway, this is a pleasant surprise. I didn't expect to be talking to you here in Portland, and this beats writing a letter any time. And I'm just thrilled. I was just thrilled to hear your voices. Luckily, that last part of your tape recording of your plans, Fred, and Sulja's very sweet voice coming through was just a delight to hear. And your song was another pleasant surprise, Fred. I didn't know you had it in you. Anyway, I came in last night, and I've had a wonderful day with Elsa and Joe, and I love their home, and they've got it fixed up real pop artists. They've got the most wonderful lamps. They're just real modern and exciting. Every one of them are just, their house is so cute, what they've done and what they're going to do with it. You'll just love it when you come up here to see it. I'm going to be here till Tuesday, and then I'm going up to Tacoma to be with all the family there. And Elsa and Joe will come up that night of the affair. And it is wonderful talking to you.
Oh, I hope it isn't too loud. Do you think it is? Oh. We had I was practically eating it.
It's been a wonderful visit here with Elsa and Joe, and I just love their home, and you'll like it too. It's the kind you'd like, and maybe one of these days we'll see yours. Who knows? And I'm going to sign off now, and it's wonderful talking to you, and pretty soon I'll send you a letter. Bye now, and love. Mom.
Well, that's chapter 1 of the Mom episode, Fred. It's me again. We enjoyed your song very much. We're very surprised and didn't know that you really were becoming the top recording star in Sewell, but Tegu. Well, maybe the whole country there. But it's good, and you sang it very, very well. But the most interesting and the most beautiful thing, of course, was hearing Soulja talk. And Elsa couldn't wait till I got home from work when she was going to play this recording for me, in which Soulja kind of introduces herself to us by saying, "Dear Elsa and Joe." That's the most beautiful way I've ever heard anybody say Joe ever. You'll have to, Soulja, you'll just have, it's just superb. I played it back 6 or 7 times, over and over again. It's just incredible. We've been, what with summer coming on, we've been very busy around here. Not working on the house, we pretty much abandoned that. We're going to hire a part-time retired carpenter to come in and do most of the work, up to almost painting, because we're just too busy. I'm about as busy as I've ever been at work, and I just don't have time to come home and paint over the weekends. I think there are more important things that I can do, and if I have free time, I'd rather do design work or do photography or do something like that. So we have been just going ahead with inviting our friends over for different events, despite the way the house looks, rather unfinished state for the most part. But our backyard doesn't need anything but trimming of the lawn once in a while, so we had our big first gathering. It was a Memorial Day picnic in which we had 6 or 7 couples, and it was a really beautiful and gassy event. There was lots of wine and lots of good food and lots of friendly companionship, and we had our first Northwest Regional Overton Street photographic exhibit. Sometime back, Elsa and I happened to have bought a cheap Polaroid Swinger camera, which you can buy for just a few bucks. The film costs a lot, but the camera's cheap. And we had this contest, and everybody who came had to photograph. So we did all the photographing, produced maybe 15 or 20 prints, and then we voted on the first say half a dozen. Then out of that half a dozen, we had the first, second, and third place winners. And if you wouldn't be surprised, who won first place? Wrong. It wasn't me. And wrong again, it wasn't Elsa. It was your old friend Anita. She came down. She came down to visit us that day, and we invited her, and she took that camera and turned out the most remarkable photograph you can imagine. So I'm saving all of these little Polaroid shots. We've done this down the coast before, and it's always a big success. So we're going to continue this procedure, and probably when you come to visit us here in a few years, whenever you can, whenever you do, we're going to show you our photo file of all the great regional photographic exhibits that have taken place in our little holdings around here. All right, I'm going to turn over to Elsa here.
Hi, it's me again. I've got my little scratch pad where I earnestly sat through the first 3 sides of the tape with my horrible voice booming over your tender little voice, desperately trying to hear you. And I listened through it. It was hard, but I got most of it. And so what I did, knowing I couldn't listen to it again because it was so difficult to hear your voice through mine, that I jotted down little questions you had. So I thought I'd answer those. Yes, certainly. I've written down 16-pound, medium weight, and all that. I will send you the typewriter paper as soon as I get downtown and get it packaged. The cookies, I know, are hard to pack because of crumbling, but they can be packed individually, back to back in tinfoil. So when I get around to it, I'll do it just for fun. No, I won't break my back doing it, but it would be fun for you to have. The other little question is about the house you were describing, this architect. I'm not familiar with his name, but I think it's the kind of house you're thinking of, the old floppy, comfortable old house type. It is that spirit. It's not a Victorian house. We couldn't afford one. It does have some detailing that's kind of elegant and old, but basically it's just a big old comfortable house with a big porch. Kind of like the old house on 19th, except much larger. But it's that spirit of house, kind of. The other thing about teaching, yes, I'm still teaching. I did mention teaching, I guess. I couldn't help but hear myself when I was listening to you, but I guess I didn't describe it very much. I'll be there for my 5th year there next year, beginning part-time and the last couple years being full-time and developing the art curriculum, so that now I have 5th and 6th graders once a week for art, and then I have my 7th and 8th grade curriculum and my high school curriculum. Just a sec, Joe, do you want me to stop? Oh. In the high school now, I have 4 years of art sequenced, and I'm developing a 5-day-a-week course next year for the first time, each course meeting for 1 term, which is all new. One will be calligraphy, one will be a book design